Hey everyone, Greg here. If you're like me, you're about to be heading out to amusement parks as the roller coaster season's really starting to crank up, and you may be wondering, what should I bring? What should I pack? So I thought I would make a video showing you what I bring to amusement parks whenever I go on my roller coaster trips. Everything from the, I hope I don't need them, to the downright necessity. And maybe I can give you some ideas of things that you can bring, maybe things that you're overlooking or forgot about. So here it is. This is my park everyday carry. Now, I will say right before we start, this is geared towards a solo traveler. When I go to parks, I normally go by myself or with a friend. I'm not really packing for a family or anything like that. So while I still think I do have some items that maybe you might use if you're traveling with a family, this is mainly going to be geared towards just what I can carry on my person. I don't bring bags or anything like that. It has to fit in my pocket or it just doesn't work for me. Okay, most of these items, I'm gonna have a link in the description if you wanna check them out for yourselves. Full disclosure, I am not an affiliate with any of these products or services. None of these guys are paying me. I don't get any money from this video. I'm just making it for you guys. So with that being said, since I don't bring a backpack or like a fanny pack with me into the parks, I think attire is where we should start because it's probably the most important. So first, let's start with shirts, right? You have to look good and feel good when you're at the parks, especially a long day, especially when it's hot. You want something breathable that quick dries. So I also play golf on the side, and honestly, the world of golf polos like I'm wearing here, honestly, it's a game changer. I used to walk around amusement parks in a t-shirt. It's miserable, right? You get sweaty and your shirt just gets damp and wet and it's gross. Get a quick dry polo. If you've not jumped into that game, all right, do it. You will not regret it. These Amazon polos that I'm wearing right now, they go for about $19 online. Links in the description. I personally enjoy the Amazon brand themselves. It's a little bit thicker of a material versus something like this, which is, I just really don't like this type, especially at an amusement park. I don't know why. I just prefer the little bit thicker. It's still quick drying. It's still very breathable. I just feel more comfortable in these personally. But there's tons of options, right? If you want to look like a tourist or even get some theming on, right? For those Halloween Horror Night fans, ditch the t-shirts. Seriously, do yourself a favor, get some golf polos, thank me later. Next up on the apparel, we've got our shirt covered, shorts. Shorts are super important. I think probably the most important thing, and that's mainly because of storage, right? I'm not walking in with a bag, it has to fit in my pockets, and everything in my pockets have to be secure. So I personally use basically which are running shorts, right? It's a very quick dry material, it's breathable, it's got mesh on the sides, and most importantly, the pockets zipped. Zip pockets. All right, so everything that goes in your pockets, you just zip them up before you get on a ride. They stay secure. I've been using this particular brand of shorts for probably 2.5 years. I have never once had the zipper even attempt to open up. You can trust that basically anything you can put in these pockets, they're gonna stay secure. On Amazon, you can get about 2 pair of these for about 25 bucks. Also, it's quick dry, so if you wanna ride a water ride, these are gonna dry up very, very quick. They're super light, they're comfortable. Also, but just keep in mind, the mesh can kind of be see-through, so leave the Spider-Man underwear at home. Next up, we've got our shorts covered, but what if it's a little bit colder? Maybe you're not a shorts person, I get it. Links in the description for this as well. These are a little bit more expensive. Zippered pockets as well, okay? And it's kind of like a joggy, spandexy material. Honestly, these are great. Even on the coldest days, some of the Halloween or winter events at the parks, put some long johns underneath these and I've never had a problem keeping warm. I even wear these pants like sweatpants around my house. These pants are awesome. They're not as quick drying as the other shorts, but you can't beat these, and they have a back zip pocket too, which is super handy. So either way, whether you buy these specific brands or not, I don't care. I'm just telling you, get you some shorts that are quick dry with the zip pockets, and then the colder months, get something that's like a sweatpants with the zippered pockets as well. You can't go wrong, but zipper pockets are an absolute must, I'm telling you. So next, keeping with the same line of apparel, water shoes. I got this brand as well off Amazon. I think these were about 25 bucks. These are pretty great. This, I wouldn't recommend walking around the park all day in some water shoes, but definitely you should always have a pair of water shoes just in case. I mean, honestly, if the forecast is horrible rain all day, I'll just rock these bad boys. Honestly, you can go from a Universal hotel, on the bus or on the taxi, all the way to the back of the water rides, Jurassic Park, Ripsaw Falls, Popeyes. You can walk all the way, do those rides in these, and then walk all the way back, and it didn't bother my feet personally just wearing these. They're pretty comfortable, and of course, they're water shoes, so you don't have to worry about them drying out. And you probably already know, if you're a roller coaster enthusiast like myself, Bessies. These, honestly, I'll wear these throughout the entire trip. They are super comfortable. They breathe, they dry super quick as well. So if there's a chance of rain that day, get yourself a pair of Bessies and don't even have to worry about, are you gonna mess your shoes up? Just rock the Bessies. Now, full disclosure about the comfort, these are very comfortable shoes, but personally on every pair of shoes that I have, I wear inserts regardless. So that's just me. So yes, I do wear these with inserts, but I wear inserts in all my shoes except for the water shoes, just in my daily personal life. But I have no problem spending a 4+ day vacation somewhere in a park where all I'm doing is basically walking around, and these will be the only shoes that I wear the entire trip, and I never have a problem with them. One last thing about the Bessies, they are kind of expensive. This particular pair, link in the description, is about $135, but well worth it. I am not sponsored by Bessie, I promise, but I am open to it. Bessie, reach out, all right? All right, the last of the apparel, sunglass straps. I'm telling you, sunglass straps. Originally, I bought a pack of all black sunglass bands. That's kind of more my style, like a black or a white. Really, honestly, my best advice for you is get something with some color to it, so where it's super noticeable for the ride operators, because you don't want to be, you know, on a ride and then the ride operator think that you don't have straps on your sunglasses and they come around and ask you to remove your glasses. It's just a lot easier if they can just go ahead and already see, hey, I have sunglasses straps, so I'm all good. So do yourself a favor, get some brighter colors. Honestly, you can get a 6-pack on Amazon for under 10 bucks. All right, next up for me personally is an ID and a credit card. I know you can have your credit card on your phone, and I do utilize that when I can. And some states even allow you to have a digital ID, like your driver's license digitally on your phone as well. My state does not do that yet. So I always bring my ID, my driver's license, and a credit card. You may be wondering, do I need an ID? I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's just me personally. You know, let's say you're with your friend, you're walking by this bar or restaurant and they have a really cool specialty drink, but you don't have an ID. And you probably don't want to go all the way back out to the parking lot, so I just bring it with me. Most parks are now going to a cashless payment system anyways, so you need something other than cash. I just put my ID into a bag that I bring the next item, which are hand wipes. I love hand wipes. I tried a few different types of hand wipes, especially on the cheaper side. Honestly, the best is, unfortunately, the most expensive option that I can see on Amazon, which is the Purell, the name brand stuff. I was finding the other stuff will just dry out so quickly. Purell, I've had the box for months. The wipes are still just as moist as when they began. Sorry for anyone who hates that word. And honestly, I just put my ID and credit card into my Purell white bag just so they don't get lost. All right, next up, probably for me at least, one of the most important items to bring, sunscreen, okay? But when you're in the park, again, all this stuff has to fit in my pockets. So I can't bring a giant tub of sunscreen. I'm a big fan of these 2-ounce sunscreen bottles. It's getting harder and harder to find this specific stuff. I don't know if they discontinued it or what. It seems like they only sell the SPF 50, but it's made specifically for faces, but I put this everywhere, so I don't even care about that. And then there are some other smaller brands that make these 2-ounce things. The reason it's important to have these little containers, yes, they can be expensive, but when you're dealing with TSA restrictions where you can't bring an entire bottle of sunscreen, maybe you have to have under 3.4 ounces or whatever it is that fit into your liquids bag. I just bring a couple of these, right? Maybe one for each day I'm at the park, and it can all fit into my liquids bag and I don't have a problem. Not only that, but this can fit nicely into your pocket. It is kind of annoying, especially with the restraints. The restraints on some rides do make this somewhat uncomfortable, but I'd rather be a little bit uncomfortable on the ride than get sunburned. That's me personally. And honestly, on a day where I might only need to reapply once, I'm not gonna be there all day, or maybe it's partly cloudy, I might just bring a 1-ounce, a little 1-ounce container like this. You can buy a pack of these pretty cheap on Amazon. These, I think they're all about $8 or $9 now. Link in the description for that though. So the other tip I will give with the sunscreen, especially this kind, put it in a bag, into your pocket. Trust me, I've made that mistake. All right, Twisted Cyclone got me real good one time, and I learned my lesson then. Just put it into a bag, so just in case it opens up and is some stuff squeezed out of it, it's in the bag. It's better than this being in your pocket and all over your keys and stuff. The last tip I'll give you, hopefully you can see this. This one on the right has rounded corners. This one's pretty straight up. That's because my other tip, when you buy it, it's gonna be like this. Super sharp corners. You don't want this digging into your pockets, ripping a hole in your pockets. I just round the corners off with scissors. So if you're gonna buy this stuff, which I suggest you do, trim the corners, do yourself a favor, and then put it in a bag. This next item is a little bit weird. This is definitely not needed. It's a little expensive and it doesn't take up a lot of space, so I'm including it because I do use it sometimes, not all the time. These are like little UV detectors stickers. So it comes on, it's a little clear sticker. You're not gonna be able to see it too well there, but basically you take this sticker, you put it on your arm, somewhere that's visible to the sun, you apply your sunscreen, and then this little sticker will change colors. It'll turn to a real dark purple and tell you, hey, it's time to reapply some sunscreen. So maybe you're not really sure, like maybe sometimes you forget when you last applied sunscreen. This will kind of tell you like, hey, this part of your body needs more sunscreen. So on a super, super sunny day, when I'm gonna be spending all day at the park, I throw one of these on my arm. These are a little expensive. It's about $1 per sticker. You get a pack of 16 for 16 bucks on Amazon, link in the description. The next one's a must if you're alone and you anticipate you're gonna be in a line for a long time with your phone. Headphones, right? This is a Tozo brand headphone. This is 35 bucks. I know this is not new to anyone out there, but the case charges the headphone. So when you put it back in, it shows you what percentage battery it has. So I just charge this up before a trip and I just bring it on the trip. I've never had it die once on a trip ever. And honestly, what I do is I just take one out, you know, make sure it syncs before I leave my hotel room or my car. And I just bring one with me in my pocket and then I can just control it through the phone. So when I'm waiting in line, I just throw it in, forget about it, and it doesn't take up too much space in your pocket. Definitely must have if you find yourself getting bored in a line and you're a solo traveler. All right, these next two items are a little bit more geared towards me personally, but I'm gonna mention it just in case you haven't thought about it, and maybe you haven't thought about consolidating space, because once again, pocket space is at a premium. I'm addicted to mints, like icebreaker mints. I gotta have a mint basically at all times. So I just put some mints in a bag, and then in the bag, I'll have 1 or 2 Dramamine, motion sickness medicine. I'll throw a tab or 2 of that into this bag as well, and I'll just carry this around with me. The other thing I include is just medicine. So like, I always just bring medicine with me just in case you get a headache or something riding a ride, and some more motion sickness medicine. It's nice if this is just out in your car in the parking lot. So when maybe you have a headache from riding rides all day, you go back to your car and you just go ahead and take some Advil or Tylenol. So these kind of go hand in hand. Like I said, I don't bring this into the park, but I will bring this bag. That's not gonna be for everyone. Just keep it in mind. Okay, first of all, I've almost forgot the most important item, especially for you fellow enthusiasts out there, roller coaster enthusiasts. The most important item you can ever possibly bring on a day riding roller coasters, deodorant. Okay, you should absolutely wear, yes, I'm talking to you. You should absolutely wear deodorant, my fellow enthusiasts. All right, love you guys. Okay, these last two items are not necessarily my everyday carry. They are more for days where I know for a fact it's gonna be raining, or if I'm gonna ride a water ride, and they are disposable ponchos. You can get 5 for these for 12 bucks on Amazon. I know it's a little bit expensive, but it's so nice. This can absolutely fit into these pockets here with the zippers. So on a day where it's like probably gonna be at the park until 4, there's a horrible storm coming in from 12 to 3. I know I'm gonna get wet, so go ahead and throw your poncho on, and you don't have to worry about drying it out. You can just throw it away. Also, if you're gonna ride a water ride where you know you're gonna need it, just throw the poncho on and you'll be good to go for the rest of the day. So definitely poncho if needed. Disposable makes it so much better than having to carry like a big frog tree one around that you're gonna have to figure out what to do with after when it's no longer raining and the sun comes back out and it gets hot. Disposable ponchos, way to go. Also, one final thing for rain. This is not gonna be every park, it's not gonna be every trip, and it's not gonna be every time it rains, but it is kind of nice to have a lanyard and a little tiny like Ziploc ticket holder like you can get at Universal Studios or other places. I know Busch Gardens uses these as well. Got my Woods of Terror lanyard. All right, I always love to represent the local haunted houses. Shout out to Woods of Terror. But again, I normally don't bring this unless I know for a fact I've got paper tickets. I have to keep them safe and it's gonna rain that day, or I'm gonna ride a water ride. Then I'll bring this. A lot of times I'll just bring this in my pocket, but sometimes it is nice if you do have a lanyard as well. So if you get these at a park, I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir. Save these and keep them in your travel bag. You never know when you're gonna need them. Okay, and the final item, which is again, similar to the ticket holder. You're not always gonna need it, but it is so nice to have it just in case. A collapsible silicone cup, like here, okay? I was gonna put this in the description. I do not have this specific one to put in the description. They stopped making this one, or at least they stopped selling it on Amazon. I couldn't find it. This is all silicone with a hard plastic lid. So just keep in mind, the ones that you do find on Amazon now do have a metal lid, which that wouldn't work for me personally. Just going through the metal detectors, I wouldn't want something metal in my pocket. This is, you know, it's a hard plastic, but it's a little bit pliable. The rest of the cup is silicone. Folds up super flat and nice, like a Cedar Fair or a Six Flags park. You don't need this. You can go up to basically any food stand and get a cup of ice water if you need it. This is mainly for, you know, Universal or Disney, somewhere where the wait to get to that food stand that might have the water is a little bit too long. So you can just use this, you know, fill it up at a water fountain and then kind of be on your way, especially if you have medicine to take or anything like that. So definitely just consider picking up a silicone collapsible cup. I got this one for $8, but hey, you survived the video and I appreciate you for it. Thank you so much. That's basically the items that I bring. Every item here I have tested, they all work. Don't get something on this list that does not work for you, and don't forget something that you need just because I didn't include it, okay? Once again, I mainly travel just with myself or one other, and this is the stuff that I use to get me through it, not necessarily children or any other type of situations that may be special or unique to you. But that's it for me. The one thing I will ask, first of all, like and subscribe if you want to see more roller coaster, general nonsense stuff on this channel. And also in the comments, I need you to tell me what you bring to the parks, maybe some items that I'm forgetting and that I might need to add to my everyday carry. Definitely tell me what you bring. I can't wait to read everyone's stuff. All right, thank you so much. I definitely hope to see you all at an amusement park this summer. If you see me, say hi, I would love that. If you're awkward, don't worry, because I'm awkward. We can be awkward together. Peace out. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, you thought the video was over? I'm actually waiting here for you to go down and comment what you bring, because I'm waiting to read them. So I'm just gonna sit here until the comments start pouring in. That's a good suggestion. I like that. I'm just kidding. No one's commented yet because you're still watching me. Go down, comment below, please. I need your suggestions.